Oh, hey. I didn't see you there. I was just reading Hell's Paradise. Getting ready for the anime coming out in February. Well, now that you're here, it seems like a great time to summon my co-hosts. Summoning Jutsu, John and Sai.
Spooky.
Sound effect. Boof. Welcome, everybody.
Hello. We are back for episode 2.
In video format. Woo!
Yeah, we got the video and our backgrounds, and we're looking good.
That is true. A lot of complications, but we did it.
Yeah, it's proved to be pretty challenging. We tried this a couple times. Didn't go as planned, but here we are.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Yeah, that's for sure. We got a jam-packed episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the grand opening happening in February 17th, I think, of Super Mario World. Pretty exciting for that. We're going to be talking about some DC Universe stuff, Henry Cavill drama. What else is there?
Yeah, a lot's been going on since our last episode that we've done. We've got the DC stuff. We've got Super Mario. We've not a full topic, but an announcement Wednesday, officially announced for season 2.
That is true.
I guess Chris's TikTok informant was partially right, except no season 2 in December.
Oh, of Wednesday.
Yes,
exactly.
But
they still have to film it, and then chop it up. And then,
I don't know
glue it
where
together.
I saw that, but I really thought it was going to come out later in December.
it was clickbait. They wanted the views.
Oh, definitely.
It was in your dream. You were just dreaming.
Yeah.
You woke up and you're like, oh man.
But yeah.
But
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say one more thing about Wednesday was I didn't realize, but apparently Amazon owns now like the Addams Family, whatever, the rights of the streaming of it, everything.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but so they
That's
missed
pretty
out
big.
on. Yeah, they missed out on gaining the I guess the whole stream pitch before it went to Netflix, and now Netflix's deal has it locked in for the Wednesday series for however long I guess they're gonna do it.
But they also have Tim, so that's the other thing, and this is like a big side project that they were doing, and I feel like they could really expand if they wanted to with this and do a lot more. But I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm excited at least.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what it's going to be about. Because, I feel like they did really well in the first season. Mm-hmm. So, I just have no idea where the second season's going to go.
We can't spoil anything, but I don't know how much we want to say, but I think that we're led to believe that there's definitely going to be a season 2, if anything. So
yeah, a very open
confirmed
cliffhanger.
Yeah,
but that's not even really a cliffhanger, but
right, true.
But it is. Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't prey victim to like the traditional, season 2 rolls around and then it just falls off.
Netflix chops them and cancels it.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
But yeah, Super Mario World's opening next month. I've seen some of the photos
in Hollywood Studios.
Yes, I was actually looking and trying to see is it a separate ticket? Is it included? It's included with their whole Universal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Universal Studios Hollywood. You're going to be able to go right into there. I got up the page, so
yeah. If you want to share that up there, Sai.
I heard that if you walk around the whole Super Mario World park, it's a seamless Mario environment.
Wow.
It's not going to get disrupted by some bathroom building or you go to amusement parks or theme parks and they have buildings that don't fit. It's
exactly.
all Mario all the way around.
The illusion is lost on it. But no, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, right? It's like you're actually in the world of Mario.
Yeah,
they definitely go all out when it comes to the design of this place.
Is it Nintendo World or Mario World?
So it's
Mario. Super Mario.
It's Super
right
Nintendo World. Super Nintendo
Yeah, it says
World.
Nintendo World.
Because it's not just
Mario.
Come on, you're
It
gonna
is
have
just
Mario
Mario
Luigi.
IPs.
Well, I mean, it's going to be. I guess they're going to be able to add on to it. So because they're going to have Yoshi and everybody else.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe they can.
Well,
have, like,
Yoshi's
Kirby.
part of Mario.
Maybe
That's what I mean, though.
yeah, maybe they're gonna do like Universal has, where like they will. Oh no, it is Super Nintendo because they announced, I think for the Japan, that they were going to expand. The next expansion for it was Donkey Kong, so they were bringing that over. So that's why it's Super Nintendo, but they're starting with Mario, and it will expand into like their other IP franchises.
Big point
I
is
see.
because the movie coming out, I feel like this is going to roll into more opportunities for them to be able to do stuff. I just want to mention the things that I'm excited for about this. I mean, like, come on, who doesn't like Super Mario? I mean, the big thing to
Wait,
be in the
Chris,
Mushroom Kingdom.
Have you played? I know you haven't watched a lot of things, but have you played Mario before?
Have you played Super Mario, Chris?
Have I played Mario?
On
Yeah, have
the
you played Mario?
NES?
I didn't know it was a game. I thought it was just a movie in the park.
You
From the
thought
90s.
This was an original. No. This is the first adaptation of anything with Mario.
I'm just kidding. Of course, I played Mario games. My favorite one, Super Mario Sunshine,
Oh,
and then
Best
Super
ever.
Mario World 3 for
Okay.
the Nintendo.
The main ones that I only ever played was all the like ones, the original ones on Game Boy, 1 through 3, and then the 64. But I played that on the DS when it ported that.
What? You didn't even play it on the Nintendo 64?
No, I didn't have.
I
didn't
think
have
I'm the only
consoles.
one of us
I didn't have
being the old.
the old head.
No, I've played every console that had a Mario game.
Damn.
I just asked, did you play it on NES?
I didn't hear that question.
That was in the beginning, so it's okay though.
I
It's
played
all right.
on NES, I played on Nintendo, I played on the GameCube, the 64, DS, all of them.
No.
I will say this though. A lot of games branching off of Mario. I mean, Mario Party, super fun. You get into side Mario things like Mario Kart, for instance, or Super Mario World Builder. I think it was
Mario
called, or something
Tennis.
Like that. Mario Tennis, yeah. Strikers
Mario
with
Tennis.
Super
Super
Strikers.
Yeah, that one's not that good.
I
But I will
Super Strikers.
But I do want to say this. I'm most excited to be able to go and like immerse myself in the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, I love going to the Nintendo store in New York. And it's so much fun for me. To be able to go to the one in Florida is going to be insane. Like, I want to be able to, this is what I'm leading into my favorite thing, is to be able to get into a go-kart, Mario go-kart, throw on some augmented reality like helmet, okay, and then just drive around playing real life Mario Kart. Like, how cool is that? Like, everything that you can see going through, everything's interactive. Your band that you get, you can go up to the little coins, like, you know, the little bricks with the question
Is
mark.
that a thing?
You hit your hand on it, and then guess what? It automatically adds it to your Nintendo account because you sign into your Nintendo account with it. So then
What?
your actual account
Whoa.
gets the coins for visiting and points for doing that. Which
That's
I'm
pretty
like,
crazy.
that is so cool. I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
That's how they would get me. All these little knickknacks and things like that they would sell. Them. Oh, I'm like, oh no, I need that. Give me that too. They're like, oh, this limited edition water bottle. I'm like, I need 3. Thank you. Just take everything.
Limited edition.
Do the coins like let you trade it in for anything? I feel like that would be
Maybe in the I
like
haven't
a
seen
Dave and
anything.
Buster's approach, and you
Yeah,
just got to
right.
keep coming back. You want that top shelf prize, you just gotta keep coming back.
I don't know if you can redeem it because like, I'm talking about the digital ones. So like in my Nintendo, so like on my Switch, for instance, when I buy games from the Nintendo store or anything like
Yeah,
that,
you can trade those in.
yeah, you get those points. You can even go to the website. I know you can go to the Nintendo website and you can actually collect and redeem coins and gain coins because it will be like a puzzle game. Like, oh, you have to find this Mario or this many characters on this page, and then if you can find them and click them all, you unlock stuff for your account, which is really cool.
Yeah, whenever I log into it, I see the coins rolling, and I feel like a character's always chasing behind him, and you have to like click it before it disappears for the day.
Yeah.
But I was just looking. I think Universal just posted a video 3 weeks ago for the upcoming. Let's take a look at that.
Oh,
Is
like
it a
video?
walkthrough of the park?
Yeah, it's a little walk through
sick.
the park.
Since we didn't go to KatsuCon, Chris, this is what John and I want. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're expecting
We
day
want this.
one opening day
Yeah,
tickets.
we want this early birthday gift from you.
This right here. Let me scroll back to that. When I first saw this in the Japan world, I thought this was CGI. Like the coins, how they like spin and everything, doesn't look real.
None of it looks real. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with both of you. I'm having technical difficulties and my video's paused.
No. Well, I unpaused
It's fine.
it.
No, keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, that like all the background scenery just looks
It looks like a screenshot out of a game.
yes, which is pretty crazy.
It's Mario.
That's got to be crazy with
Whoa.
all the creations.
Merch. I did hear it's going to be a little small.
Yeah, from the photos of the actual like outside of the like the aerial shots they did of the park, it looks very small. I feel like I'm not sure how crowded it'll actually be to like walk around and everything with that size. But I would assume like I don't know how big the
one in Japan.
Diagon, well, that is, or like because they also have Diagon Alley there from Harry Potter because they have the Harry Potter world, and that looks pretty like crammed too when people go through it.
It really is, but I think they have to. I don't think they limit people into those sides, but they might do something about it for opening day because like when Harry Potter's Wizarding World opened up, like I mean that was insane, of course, and there's so many people, and then. I mean, they got to figure out. I mean, this is what they do, though. They literally work with crowds all day long because of their amusement parks.
Yeah.
I figured they would have something, and this isn't the second time they've opened it. I mean, the first one in Japan, of course.
Exactly,
So
and this is Universal's like third adventure park, so I'm sure that they have a
plan.
Yeah, and Harry Potter, the fandom of that, I'm sure was no joke when like they opened it up and people wanted to go for the experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. We'll see. We'll get Chris will buy us our tickets, and after Otakon, or before Otakon, I should say that'll be the trip.
That'll be the icing on the cake. I was looking at pricing; it's not too bad. I think the weekend it was like $150 maybe, or like for a day it might have been $90. So Chris, you just save up that TikTok money, and we'll go.
Yep.
Make a TikTok about it.
Chris has brushed off his AMV skills. Because he's going to be competing when Otakon opens up their competition for him.
Yep.
He was taking notes when we went to the panel last year. He's gonna go for the crown.
I'm gonna use AI to create my.
No, you're giving up the
my
secrets.
video.
He's hacking already. That's how we know.
He is hacking, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder because there's a lot of AI like they're trying to like put in the like watermarks and filters and be able to like differentiate like this was the original creation of that AI and that AI. If that'll be something in there where some controversy will happen. Well, that person just fed it to Chat GDP and rolled out GPT and took the win for that. Just like they've been doing with like all that art and everything recently. I saw the like Wes Anderson. Somebody put in if Wes Anderson made a Marvel movie and it just started throwing out screenshots of like literally out of a Wes Anderson movie, just like all the Avengers, and it like modeled them after like the movie stars and just had it all. Even their like suits were like very Wes Anderson, like quirky and all that.
I mean, it would be pretty cool to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
An AI generated Wes Anderson movie. Like, come on.
I don't know, man. You're looking at art versus the AI. Haven't you seen Terminator, Chris? Maybe even Terminator 2?
Yeah, it ends with a happy ending, I thought.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah. The Matrix also. I know they're connected. You know, it's just I'm just mentioning it. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Matrix Reloaded, terrible, but still brings the point across.
Well, I do have a question about AI real quick. I saw a post somewhere, I forget where, but the AI's code it uses to create art takes from other people's art styles. Is that like
It has. You have to teach the AI to do something, an algorithm. So
you
therefore,
run training simulations on it, and
yeah,
you have to provide it data, which it gathers from like whatever type of thing you want it to do. And if you want it to create art, you have to, just like you would go to school, teach it art. But the only way they can really do that is upload examples of those things. So I think a lot of what you're referencing to is like the controversy of them like scraping people's websites and like social media posts of artists and everything, which I think something similar I saw was like in Instagram, they like this one digital artist found like, oh, all my stuff has been, because you can go in and see like the training on most of these things because they're all like open source and have their stuff published, and you can like work it into your own app.
Right.
But like found like, oh, my art's been uploaded into this, and like when I tell it to do stuff like this, it's literally like copying my stuff.
That's pretty crazy.
Once it's in there, dude.
Yeah,
There's no taking out. It's fragmented and burst into a million pieces.
So do you think? I mean, maybe in the future, but say in the next 5 years, they would make a movie through AI.
Yes. Yeah.
I think they would start small, probably do shorts first, if anything.
Well, sure. But
little movies.
It'll eventually get to that point.
Yeah, movies, little shorts, little digital content. I feel like if you go to YouTube Kids and just watch some random animated series, that's AI already. Some guy's popping that in, and it's just generating those random kid shows, and that's where we get like Baby Shark and like all those other weird conformed ones. But yeah, it'll definitely come. I've seen the ones where they have it like make scripts for like, I saw College Humor like hired one to like write a College Humor.
Hired an AI?
Yeah, they hired a company that has their own AI, and they did it. They asked them to write a script, and so they fed them like their episodes, and then they had them literally like it printed out a script for each cast member, and was like, such and such walks in, it says this, does this, walks off, and like they reenacted it, and it's like, this is a script created by AI.
The best thing that I tried
on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it is. Well, Size speaks. I'll see if I can find it.
So like the best way I think about it is like the first thing I thought of trying to understand the rest of AI originally when everything was happening is like AI in vehicles, like like cars, for instance, being able to have self-driving cars, or any type of planes that can fly, like drones and things like that. And the more it does something, the more data it collects from those scans, it understands it. So you think of like a Roomba on the floor, how long it took to develop like being able to do that type of scanning, and then be able to like, okay, now it's mapped out, now I understand where I can and cannot go. But the more it's used, the more data it gets, the more advanced it can.
True. Then it'll figure out how to turn itself into a transformer.
It can go Transformer, cool, or Terminator. Not as
cool.
I mean, yeah,
Terminator's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Only
the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, because he's a good guy.
Well, he's in all of them.
Chris.
And at one point, he doesn't play a good guy.
Yeah.
He plays the bad guy.
No,
Chris
that's a fake one. That's a fake.
No. They're all the same.
No. I know what movie you're talking about, because
the first one.
That's when he was the bad guy.
That's when he was
the very first Terminator.
The very first Terminator, Terminator 1.
All right, we can quote where he finally gets there. He goes into the bar, beats that dude up, and says, "I need your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle." And that's how he gets the motorcycle. He gets the shotgun. He has the
cool wait, jacket. You're right, because he's trying to like take out that lady,
Sarah Connor.
Yes. Sarah Connor, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, we're gonna have to watch
what's
all
the
of this.
movie?
Wait.
What's the
Let's
movie
listen to
with Christian Bale? Which one was that?
Which what? He has some what?
The Terminator movie. Christian Bale was in it.
Are you talking
Bale
about
wasn't
the?
in Terminator.
Hold on. Christian,
It's newer. It's newer.
It's
Not
not
wasn't
even
Christian
maybe
I don't
Bale.
know if
it's
it.
over
I don't
10
think it was.
years old.
I don't think it was Christian Bale.
No, he was definitely a character in this movie. Because it was Sarah Connor's son who was the main character.
I don't think it's Christian.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. It was, shit. It was
Bale. Power of the internet. We
not
could
the
Google
third.
this.
It's the weird one where it takes place in the future. The whole movie's in the future. It follows a guy who wakes up and doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Spoilers. This movie's also like 15 years old. I'm pretty sure at this point.
Yeah, I think we
But
could talk about it. That's
he realizes that he's a plant and he's actually a Terminator who was like captured in prison, a person who was captured and imprisoned, and then like his memory and persona was grafted on or trained by an AI onto a robot, and then the whole idea was for him to infiltrate it. But yeah, I think it was at the very end, Christian Bale makes a cameo, and he's like,
No.
like,
He was in the whole movie.
he was in. Okay, well, at some point he shows
Yeah.
up. The movie was so good that you forget it, obviously, but he shows back up, and he's like, who are you? And he's like, my name's John Connor.
John Connor, yes. And okay, so why I bring
John
that up is
Connery.
because I realized John Connor
John.
is Sarah Connor's son. I didn't know that before.
Wow, dude, who would never put that two together?
That's the plot of the second movie.
Chris, you're not gonna you're gonna freak out when you find out who Darth Vader is.
Oh, that's Anakin. I really do want to know the name of the movie though, because it's.
I think it's like Judgment Day.
Oh,
Let's
that's
see, I'll search.
absolutely it.
But Terminator or films.
Oh no,
Let's
that's
see.
Terminator 2.
Yeah, Judgment Day was Terminator 2. So it goes in 1984, The Terminator. 1991. Wow, that's like 7 years after.
Before any
Terminator
of you were born.
Salvation.
Yeah. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. 2003, Terminator, Rise of the Machine. And then 2009, yeah, that's hella old, was Terminator Salvation.
That's the one.
Yeah. And then in 2015, we got the one with, what's her name from Game of Thrones, which was Terminator Genesis. And then very recently in 2019, we got Terminator Dark Fate.
Really?
Dang.
Yeah. But
Never
I
heard
did
of that.
We're gonna have to
see,
do a marathon.
yeah, I did see, what's his name? James Cameron. Yeah, he was the guy of those. Was like, after people were, because Avatar came out and he was talking about it, they were asking him like, oh, would you like come back for Terminator because the last one was a big flop? And he was like, yeah, I think I'd come back and do another one. So who knows, maybe after Avatar, that's what
Avatar's
we'll
Terminator.
do next. Reboot.
Well, we're not gonna get the next Avatar for another 10 years, 12 years probably.
No, the technology is where they want it to
it's
be.
here. But who knows? I did see that they want to do Fire Navi in the next one.
Yeah, I did see that. Fire Navi. Then they're gonna have a Wind Navi.
You know, it seems eerily familiar from something else I've watched, and
Can't
you know,
put my
kind
finger
of-
on it.
It's
Yeah.
Adventure Time, right? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, well, like it could be. Well, I don't know, Chris. I think you're the expert on that. But going back, I did find the College Humor video.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes long, but we'll watch a little bit of it.
While
it's
hold
pretty
on.
funny.
While you watch that, I have to step away for one moment.
Okay, well, I'll show Chris because I think you said you saw it, right? Something similar to it. All right. Well,
He's gone.
as disappears without answering my question, let's. College Humor sketch.
I haven't watched a
always
College
great.
Humor in a long time.
I know,
And I'm
but
Zach Dunn from Bot.
they're just as hilarious.
Even here at College Humor, our cushy comedy
I do like their
aren't
new
safe
shows
from
on
relentless
the.
progress of
They have a
technology.
Our
subscription
computers
show. It's called
analyze
Dropout.
College Humor sketches
They
to
put
create
out
a
more
predictive text
stuff and
engine.
everything. They got some
Our team of
original
elite
series on
writer
there that are
engineers used to write
hilarious.
something better than College Humor ever could have.
Could you lower the
Watch.
video volume?
It's better.
Yeah.
Please enjoy the first College Humor sketch written by Botnik.
Botnik is an AI.
Different styles of
I think so.
comedy. Like,
Yeah.
It's like we just launched
Like
Dropout.
Professor
That's really
Robotnik.
interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Interior College Humor sketch. Grant reads a website page about how to get a Jar Jar body. He will pass away underneath the couch exactly 1 year from today. Allie, Katie, Reka, Raphael, and Siobhan are sitting around the table like bad candles on a half-assed cake.
Hey Grant, did you meet anyone at the ocean?
Piece of seaweed touched my mouth and I swallowed it.
That's flirty!
Trap enters with pieces of coconut in his hair.
Let's get this meeting started like yesterday. Woo! Siobhan?
These four friends have to steal a car, but just when they're about to use the new phone, a stranger has celiac disease.
Just gonna use a tiny computer now.
A sketch where a shark touches my leg, and I just love it so much.
My pitch is too afraid to walk out of my mouth right now. Not because it's dumb. It would probably read the New York Times.
Okay, this one's called When the Salad Man
So
Flirts with
it
People.
the
It's about
AI
how the girls
made
are
a
getting
script.
super friendly.
Yeah, that's what's playing at the
sketch where I
bottom
eat the
of
kind
it.
of
Can you
rice
pause it real quick?
Totally great
Yeah.
right now. I need vitamin I. Rice.
None of these
The
people's
AI made a
ideas are-
script
Mm-hmm.
about them thinking of ideas for a video.
Well, yeah. Well, some of their scripts are about that and everything, where it's like them coming up with stuff. It's all their scripts take place in the office, so they
Right.
literally, when they fed all that stuff in there, it's just like, okay, well, most of the videos take place of them in the office, and it's these cast members, and they're usually doing something random, and then it like puts those things together and pulls out like certain things that they might say, or like things that determine.
That's pretty crazy because it sounds like what they would say.
Exactly, which is crazy. And this was one from, how long ago was it? 3 years ago.
Wow.
This video was, and that was like early AI. I can only
Mhm.
imagine what like some of the crazier ones, because the chat, what was it? Chat GT
GPT.
PET. Okay.
For peanuts.
There's a podcast that I listen to called How Did This Get Made, where they review like terrible movies. They did something similar where they had it create a fake episode of their podcast. It didn't like record it or anything, but it wrote out a script of everything that they would say in the podcast. And then they said, okay, now we're going to perform the script that it gave us in our last like 10 minutes. And they read the script and they were like, this knows exactly like what we do. And it was like, our thing is split up into 3 segments. I always crack a joke usually in the second segment, and like it's always a dirty joke, and it's like, and it knows that the two of them are married. And it's like making up a fake like story about how they got married and everything, because they always talk about being married and like life as a married couple. And they're just like, this is unnerving. This is blowing my mind.
Yeah,
I don't know what is
so
real anymore.
Scary.
Yes.
Wow, the power of AI. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. But I'll play a little more for you, Saga. But we probably won't watch the whole thing.
Or a funny sketch.
I'm yelled at all day just for being a terrible human being. That's disgusting.
Okay, so all crime is legal, but just for the Yankees.
Not a good thing.
How about a sketch about falling into the little hole in the break room?
Has that hole always been there?
We see a large hole in the ground. It winks.
There are slices of me floating in the desktop. How the hell did that happen?
This apple cider is a granola bar, and it hurts to drink. Theoretically, you should be completely non-laundry.
Everything goes blurry when Grant takes off his glasses.
Grant takes off his glasses, and the office looks like a oil paint.
Was that radio always saying my thoughts? It's probably a coincidence.
I wonder if they embellished a little bit to make it.
Oh, if they made
it a
any
little-
tweaks or
They had to have made
stuff like
some
that.
tweaks, because
Then
I mean,
they're
I don't.
lying.
At the time, I don't think AI was that advanced.
I don't know. I think so. It's pretty. It's like it's not like perfect, but it gets the point. Like I think if they were to redo this now, it would be pretty crazy and like more fluid and like realistic.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I think at the point that was definitely something doable, especially if you had the money, like to just throw out another studio to be like, hey, like I want to do this random thing. But
It's pretty crazy. It's all different people, and it's not the college humor that I used to know.
Well, most of everybody in that video is still there.
They probably just got promoted.
I know they've been doing other things, but
I think
College Humor.
Christmas is a specific person from College Humor.
Which person?
I don't remember.
Chris's past self he misses.
Oh,
That's funny.
But no, yeah, I mean, College Humor had a whole thing where they got sold off. Like their owner, the parent owning company sold them off and like was gonna close it, and then the head of College Humor, and I think one of the cast members bought like the rights of it. They're like, okay, well, we're just gonna run the company ourselves now, and they bought it. And then they launched the College Humor like premium service, which is Dropout, which definitely has some super funny things on there. But it's still on there. There's a great show, Game Changers, I recommend watching. But a lot of the cast members still show up in their videos that they put out on there. So
Even
they're
from,
all still
15
friends.
15 years
probably.
ago.
yeah, some of them have.
Yeah, Chris. Some people have friends longer than 15
They
years.
had
Isn't that crazy?
Jake and Amir, which were huge.
Yeah,
back in
Jake
the
and
early days.
Amir.
Yeah, they had a special on it, but it was only for like one season when it like first came out. But I think they
all they could
have
afford.
their own. Yeah, they're pretty big. They have like their own podcast, and I think they even tried to do a Jake and Amir spinoff that was on that streaming service Quibi, if anybody remembers.
Quibi. What?
That. Yeah, just a little Quibi. I'm gonna just watch a little Quibi on my break. Which
God,
was
that's no longer a thing now.
No.
It's done.
There
You
was
can't do Quibi anymore.
Well, Quibi doesn't exist, but there were so many shows on there. Like they were just pouring money, and there was no.
They tried.
There was no oversight. They were just telling people make whatever. It was almost like a rebirth of a YouTube in a sense, where like people were just like making content in their homes and just like uploading like short form episodes that they were just like doing with their friends and just being like really creative and weird, and there wasn't really like a forum or anything because nobody knew what to do on Quibi, and it was just like finding each other. But there was a couple of handful of shows and a lot of big actors that they just gave blank checks to, which is probably why it folded.
I mean, they went bigger. They went big. They tried.
They did.
So.
I feel like
effort.
if
Effort.
they stuck it out and just tried to like restructure a little bit, as opposed to just because it got to a point where they were like, now coming long form Quibi, which is just regular TV at that point, and then it folded. I feel like if they stuck to what it was, which was like short 5-minute episodes, especially with like which was in portrait orientation, that it would have blown up and been just as like interesting as like TikTok. They could have like opened it up for like just random people to like make shows and do stuff, just like a second coming of YouTube, and it would have been started off as a paid platform that they wouldn't have had to do anything and like work through the nonsense of like free with ads and all that stuff.
Well, when I first heard of Quibi and like I saw some of the shows that they had on there, they were like, I was interested, and it was different, but I don't know, just like you said, the structuring was weird. There was no format.
Yeah, there was like some were like really high quality things, and then some were just like random. Like I shot this at home, but the sad thing about it is there was a lot of interesting shows, but they're just lost because you can't. Nobody owns the rights of it because somebody owns the rights of it, but they're not putting it out because it folded, and then you'd have to pay royalties. And Reno 911 was brought back on Quibi. It was brought back as a
was it really?
As a Quibi premiere show,
What?
and then it folded. And then Comedy Central was like, "Nah, we're taking it back. We're bringing it back."
We're taking.
That's why they're putting new episodes back on. and now it's a Paramount Plus like original series.
Oh, wow.
Reno 911, which is crazy because I know this is a little random, but Paramount Plus. You remember the show Workaholics, right?
Yeah.
Another Comedy Central one, which I didn't realize ran for 7 seasons.
I liked watching Workaholics.
I never watched Workaholics. I know of the show.
No.
I've seen clips. I just never watched it.
I've never watched. I probably watched 20% of it with how many seasons they've put out, and it just being on TV and something to watch. Definitely funny that trio, but apparently Adam Devine tweeted, I think it was a day or two ago, that they were going to start a Workaholics movie that was supposed to start filming this summer.
Really?
And yeah, they were going to do a movie.
I would watch that.
But apparently it got canceled, and the reasoning was that Workaholics didn't fit into the new Paramount branding.
Just get another company to do it.
But they well, I think it's something weird
Netflix, pick
because
it up.
well, no, I think it's really weird because when it was a Comedy Central original, and they have very weird stuff about who actually owns the right. That's partly why when the Chappelle Show was on, why he didn't he doesn't own that series, and that's why he 2 years ago asked Netflix to take it down when they started streaming it, because he doesn't get any money from that show. So I think it's a weird. I'm sure it's different, really different. When Workaholics started, I'm sure that they get something from there, but it's probably some weird thing of they own if they were to do something they can only distribute it on Paramount Network,
Right.
Yeah.
or something like that. But yeah, he tweeted out saying they've canceled the movie, saying it doesn't fit into the Paramount brand, even though they have shows like Reno 911. They brought back Beavis and Butthead, and they have all these other MTV and Comedy Central raunchy.
Yeah, it doesn't
TV
make
shows.
sense.
They had to just use it as an excuse.
Yeah,
I feel that's all I can think of what it is.
Some executive's bigger plan to save themselves more money. But it was funny in the tweet. He was like, I have some very loose butthole news for you guys. My butthole is so loose. Yeah, because his character is
that was his thing.
Tight butthole. But he was they've canceled the movie. This is very, very butthole saddening news for everyone I know. But
Damn,
that sucks.
I know. It seems like all these networks are kind of
destroying shows and
destroying
movies.
shows, destroying themselves, destroying what people have signed up and paid for, which
Facts.
is crazy.
And the other thing that reminds me of is, we were talking about some drama with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the network that's destroying itself. DC.
Whoa. I mean, we've got DC, we've got Netflix canceling.
Right on top of it.
Yeah, there's
They came in for the double play all within the holiday season. Which
The
was,
double play.
yeah. Well, it was bam, first punch. Henry Cavill leaving The Witcher. So he's out. What is it? Liam Hemsworth is in for the following season. So it's one more season of Henry, and then that. But then it was but it's
Liam
all good.
is going to be the Witcher.
Yeah, he's
Gilliard or whatever his name is.
Sorry.
What? Huh?
What's the Witcher's name, Sai?
Geralt. What did you say?
He said
Bro, I thought you were
Gilliard.
talking about the actor that's going to be playing him. I was like, his name's Liam. What?
He said Gilliard. He's playing Gilliard. I mean, might as well be some knockoff name at this point.
Yeah, right? Because this is a
So,
knockoff.
literally. So we get one more season of Henry Cavill, and it should be a good epic season.
Why did he leave? I don't really know.
There's many different things, but I mean, what was it was the one thing was saying that I know the writers since the beginning have been very apprehensive to following all the source material, and that was Cavill's main thing was as him being one of the biggest nerds in Hollywood,
Literally.
If I will do this as long as we need to, but if we go off book and we start fucking around with the source material, then I'm out. And seems like that might be what it is, but it also could have been that the DC's like reign to like bring back him in as Superman for like another stint of movies. But then that's where we get hit with the second punch of the holiday season of DC restructuring, James Gunn becoming head of DC and canceling every movie in production
except
The Flash.
Are you kidding me? The Flash.
Hey, he apologized.
Oh my God.
He's working on himself. He was in a state of unwellness.
For those who are listening, we're totally joking. We do not
about the cancellations. That's not true.
That's true, at least. But Ezra Miller, that's their name.
Crazy.
The stuff that they're doing, and it can still play The Flash, and WB wants that. Yet everybody else is like, no. And I understand James Gunn's perspective. He wants to, so he wants to create something all his own and not have anything brought from the previous,
Exactly. Which, I mean, he's a great director.
Yeah.
He's given us Guardians. He gave us Suicide Squad 2.
The only Suicide Squad that was worth watching.
Yeah, but I mean, it definitely it's a lot to take over a position that was apparently offered up to like 5 other people who were like, no, I don't want to touch any of that. I don't want to be like, I don't want to get my head wrung for like adding to more of the failure that has been Warner Brothers ownership of DC. But
why don't they just follow the comic books?
Well, that's what he's planning. It's James Gunn and I forget the other guy, but they are real life friends too. So it's not like they're going to be butting heads or anything. But they've worked on they said a 10-year script, which we're getting an announcement by the end of this month, like the new roadmap, like Marvel does at like D23, which is like the upcoming phase of whatever roadmap. We're getting that of DC and everything, and he's given like little hints of like I want to follow like young Clark Kent at the Daily Planet. So I think we're going young, and we're going from we're probably gonna get origin hybrid stories, kind of like
back to square one.
Yes, and it's gonna be some. I'm sure it'll be interesting because James Gunn, like, he's very creative. He doesn't want to do things 100% like old and redone and stuff like that, but
original comic accuracy.
Exactly, but they've like thrown it out, and I think one of the reasons why they want to keep Ezra Miller is because he's young. He's already been in there. His clip of like him going full speed force in the Zack Snyder Justice League re-released, like, clip won MTV's like movie scene of the year for that year when they dropped it.
Did it really?
Yeah, it won like fan favorite movie scene when he's like gotta go fast and he like goes and like undoes that like big explosion during the movie. Spoilers. I mean, again, that's like a 10-year-old movie at this point.
I never watched
it. That was re-released twice.
Yeah.
The Snyder Cut was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
That's what I hear. But
did that come out during quarantine? I think
it did, and
I remember now.
That was probably strategic because they couldn't release anything. They're like, "Fuck, fine, we'll pay them. We'll get this thing that everybody wants, and then they'll all shut up." But I mean, that led to more people wanting the rest of the. That was supposed to be a 5-movie trilogy, kind of like Avatar. But yeah, they were like, "Nope, one done. We're not touching this again." But it would have been really cool. I mean, he had some really good ideas. It was going to be like after the death of Superman, it was going to like there was a whole romance plot with Lois and Bruce falling in love, and then like her, I think, almost having his child, but then Bruce coming back to life, and then Clark coming back to life, and then him like giving up those things because he's like, he's my best friend, I can't like do it, but she's also the only woman that like I'll ever love and everything like that. But then it was going to lead into like a hybrid of Injustice where she dies, and that's where we get the Nightmare Zone and everything of that.
Yeah.
And then that's where he finds out about everything and all those crazy things. But there's even a little like Easter egg in one. I think it was in Justice League. It might have been in Batman vs Superman, but it was in like the trash bin in one of the scenes in the bathroom. You can see like a pregnancy test that's like in there, and it's supposed to be like, oh, she is pregnant, and he's gonna find out. But that's like when she dies from the Joker, who like causes everything. Because they were gonna like follow Injustice, but movies, it just gets added to the slate of DC movies that were never meant to be up there with Nicolas Cage as Superman in Tim Burton's Superman.
Never seen
with Michael Keaton.
Footage.
Yeah. I mean, give me that movie if you're gonna pull anything out. I want to see full Nick as Superman and.
We almost had Michael Keaton back. We almost had Michael Keaton back as Batman, but
I mean, we do.
That got
the movie's
canceled.
still slated. The movie's Flash has not been canceled.
No. In Bat, was it Batwoman, right?
No, Michael Keaton is in Flash. I'm
talking about the movie that WB dropped though. Batgirl or Batwoman?
It was Batgirl.
It was
which
like 70%.
80%. 80% filmed, and which we were gonna get Brendan Fraser back. And I mean, he is back. I mean, he just did The Whale, which I want to see.
Same. But
he was going to be a villain. I mean, fucking Brendan Fraser as Firefly up against Batgirl, and like they have like clips and everything that are out when they were like pushing the social media for it, and 80% of the movie filmed and then just gutted it, which is so sad.
I don't know what's more sad, that or that we went to New York Comic Con and we didn't get to see Brendan Fraser.
We didn't. We had
it's fully booked.
We should have bought it the day that I brought it up because it was still in there, but we lulled on it and then we missed out. But I mean, I'm sure his return. I mean, he's been around. Like he's in the DC show Doom Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in other really great like premium primetime TV shows, but like his return to movies is coming back. I mean, he said like he'd be up for doing another Mummy.
That would be awesome. I love the Mummy movies, the originals. So good.
All great. I mean, the last one was like, but it was still.
Are you talking about the Tom Cruise one?
I mean, that's not even part of it.
I don't consider that. That was so bad.
That was DC's Dark Universe.
That never came.
I mean,
to.
Universal's Dark Universe. That was a debacle. Yeah. But, I mean, him in more movies is great. But yeah, DC's overhaul, we'll get that. But yeah, Cavill out.
We don't know what movies are planning though. We don't have that.
Yeah, we don't have that information yet. But what we do know is that the information is coming. It is coming this month. We will know.
That's soon.
Is Dwayne Johnson out as Black Adam? You think they're going to do another one too?
I can't take him seriously.
I saw that movie and like I don't know. That was a mess of a script. And I mean, we did get that cameo, again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but I mean, it doesn't matter now. No, Cavill's at the end of it. He shows up.
Oh,
that was the announcement. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He said, "I'm the strongest on this he said, "I'm like something like I'm the strongest on this planet," and then Superman comes up and says, "What about somebody the strongest in the universe or something?"
Well, like that. Amanda Waller, to set the stage, Amanda Waller like sends a drone that does some holograph and is like, "Just so you know, I'm letting you like live here amongst your people, but the second you step outside of your zone, you're done for." And he's like, "I'm the strongest man on this planet. What are you gonna do?" And then she's like, "I called in a favor." And then smoky reveal, Cavill shows up and he's like, "I heard you're new in town." Yeah, or something like.
Yeah, he said like, "We should talk." That's what he said, or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to watch it.
You really don't. If you just watch the end, it's not too bad.
Well, yeah, like it's like 30-second rundown. Well, super and crazy strong DC character comes back into the picture, villain, and only to be have the world calling like a god's back, a god's among us. We have to like take him down before he like kills everybody because blah 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 history, which is all severely misinterpreted. And then pretty much they send in the JLA, which is like an Xavier type, like in that universe is like an Xavier school, so much money, big building. They've got the plane, the jet underneath the big body of water forest, like coming up. And what is the team comprised of? Obviously Dr. Fate and Hawkman, and then two kids that are gonna go take on a god that's been already determined by Amanda Waller as like a celestial threat, and they're gonna send in two kids and their supervisors who have never it's not like they've been
supervisors.
That it's not like they've
go
been
ahead, no, Jimmy.
It's not like they've been training with the JLA, because that wouldn't, and like they've been on the team and this is like their big shot. No, they're just called in, which isn't really explained why.
It really isn't. So yeah, it's really not, because I forget the character's name, the one who can grow really big.
The Atom Smasher.
Adam Smasher is the only reason why is like his uncle, who was the original, gave him the suit.
But it doesn't.
And then he just showed up, I guess. Like
it doesn't. It doesn't explain like, oh, well, we need the Atom Smasher because like it could be this, and because he's the Atom Smasher now.
Yeah.
Atom
like
Smasher.
That's what, yes.
That name sounds familiar.
Atom, as in like ATOM, like atoms.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, is it a character name in there?
Adam Smasher. He's the one who did David in.
Oh, I haven't played
Spoilers.
The game. He's in the anime.
Oh, right. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, spoil. But Sai, you really should have watched it by now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to throw up throughout this entire thing for those who
spoilers. Yes. There's gonna be a big thing. It just goes spoiler.
Yeah, for those who do watch it, because we do plan on uploading this on YouTube and Spotify podcast video, we'll be sure to throw up spoilers, which won't make much sense because then you'll hear us talking about throwing up spoilers for parts earlier in the video. But
is this fourth wall breakage or something?
This is the most wall breaking.
This is what's gonna happen.
But yeah, they don't do any explanation as to like why these two kids got picked to go on this Omega level threat mission.
I think that like if you're a diehard DC fan, read the comics, you probably know why they're there or why they were chosen to be there. But like the average person to go watch it who doesn't know that, they're gonna look at it and go, "Oh, well, they're just there. Cool. And look at all this action," and then you forget about it. And then
I'm sure they're in it, but I'm sure it's not like kid versions of them. They're like probably been on the team and have been on other missions and have actually done stuff, as opposed to their first time out taking on a god. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is Black Adam and Shazam like the same kind of hero type?
They have the same origin. So again, movie spoiler rundown. Like they show like he was like one of the earlier humans who took on the mantle of the powers of Shazam and I forget what the group is called.
They're wizards.
The Wizards of something, I forget.
Waverly Place.
Yes, but yeah, the five of them, and that's where they all get killed by Black Adam, and the wizard Shazam is left, which is then like in the Shazam comic books and the movie that we saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're tied to that, and there's a couple different like adaptations over. I really liked one of the movies that they did was like Shazam v Black Adam versus Superman, one of the animated ones, and it was like he was banished, like he was too powerful that they couldn't kill him or anything, and so they banished him to the other side of the universe, and so he's literally been like decades and like hundreds of years like flying through space, coming back to Earth, and then he like fights Billy Batson and Superman in a showdown, and they like eventually get him to say Shazam, and when he says it, he reverts back to his human person, and all of time is called up to him, and he like dies.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the power is just that's what's keeping him
Yeah.
alive and around. I mean, it's a sad story, the Black Adam story, on how
Yeah,
he
because
got
he
his
was
powers.
originally a hero, in a sense. But yeah, there's a couple different tellings of it. There's like how he falls like victim to like the darkness and all that, and like stuff. But the script was just like that felt very first draft, and was just
Very
like,
rushed.
Let's just get
And
it out.
this is why I just don't watch DC movies, because I feel like every single one of them will be like that.
I will say this. I loved Shazam. I enjoyed
superhero.
I enjoyed Aquaman. I thought that was like good,
A fun
like,
time,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I actually enjoyed that. Anything else? Not so much.
Yeah,
So.
I mean,
People
I also
say
feel...
Wonder Woman was good too, but
the first one, I would say it was.
Yeah.
I would say it was good. I wouldn't say it was on. For me personally, it wouldn't be like on par with Aquaman and. Shazam.
I really liked the first one. It had a very good story, except for the end reveal, which I won't do. But the ending to me undermined the whole like setup of the movie, and was just like you could have like delivered something way more meaningful and like philosophical with it, and then it just got really undermined for like the last 10 minutes, and then the second one was just kind of it did almost the same thing again, where it was just like everything kind of doesn't matter, and what you think happened didn't really happen, and like just disappointing, because it's great cast of actors that play these characters, but
it's the writing and the script, that's
and
the
just
big thing.
the control. But I mean, we'll see what James Gunn has. I mean, for somebody who's gonna take the full reins, and he seems excited despite everybody's backlash and everything for that. Which I mean, it's
would
disappointing
you go up to the mound and?
Oh hell yeah! I think
I don't know.
you know
If I had
I
the
think
skills and abilities, maybe.
If no, not even that. If because let's really think about this. Are the people in charge of these things, like Netflix, they've canceled so many shows that are like fan favorites. They just canceled recently one of my favorites, and it was like all over, an animated series called Inside Job. They
They
canceled
canceled that, which is crazy, because like the thing is, this is like I don't want to trust, or I don't even want to like, wow, I get super excited for a show, go to watch, and then it's just like, all right, cool, they canceled it. Now it's like,
yeah, like
great.
what's one? And now they try and be super sneaky, because they order a season, which is like 20 some episodes. I looked it up. Like when you put in an animation order, it's not this bullshit 12 episode like thing they drop. Like legally, it's like a 20 to 30 episodes that they have to create, and then Netflix and all these other series just drops it in a 2-part, or they'll relabel the second half of 10 episodes as season 2 or something, and like animators have come out and been like, no, we like that's all of season 1, that's all season 1 story that's supposed to be like told, and then like it's like butchered and everything by the network and everything. So going back to my original thought, I feel like all these crazy things they do, all this backlash, give it to a fan. Really think about it. This can be said for really any job. The person doing it has more or less no more like better opinion and decision making than the average person. That anyone, if you just think, look at the information and be like, you know what, let's do that, or let's not do that. But these people are just like, who more or less aren't fans, with the handful of some who claim to be, just make decisions based on what's going to give our shareholders. And yeah, they have obligations and legals, but like in long run of things, all your short-term decisions have destroyed your networks, lost more money than is humanly possible, even within the last year. So it's just like, who are you doing this for? Because it's not the fans, it's not the viewers. Like, So yeah, I think I could, and I think almost anyone who's like a real fan or avid watcher could take up the mantle of and be like, no, this is what we're doing. This is what we're gonna do, and yeah, do that, because at the end of the day, you can be like, this nobody. You can then reel it back if it's a big bomb and it fails. This nobody didn't know what they're doing. So see, this is why you have to pay us the big bucks, pay us the money. I would forego any paycheck and just be like, I want complete creative control. I'll literally sleep and work out of the office.
Yeah, that's...
And I will get these knocked out. This will be my life for the next 5 years. I will say goodbye to my family and lock myself in here, and we will get everything back on track.
So that's exactly right. Like what, like with Avatar: The Last Airbender, and M. Night Shyamalan said, right? He's a huge fan. Watched it with his son. That's what that reminds me of.
I'm M. Night in this situation. But no. I think
that's funny.
I started laughing so early because that's all I could think of is like the second you said that, I was like, oh no, maybe not.
I'm a fan, guys. I swear.
Yeah.
I swear.
I can't do wrong.
But yeah, I feel like anyone literally could be doing better decision making.
Right.
I mean,
any of these platforms.
With that mentality though too as well. Like I know we were talking about Henry Cavill a little bit beforehand, but Henry Cavill also going to be, I think, executive producing and starring in a Warhammer 40,000, right?
No. 40,
like,
I think it's 40K.
And Warhammer is
40K?
originally a game, right?
It is a tabletop game of miniatures,
right,
where you put armies together and fight. And you can like paint the miniature stuff. It looks really cool. Like honestly, look, I'm not gonna sound like I know everything about that, but like
I know nothing.
I know nothing. It's from what I've only seen. Ooh, what was that?
Kicked my light over.
I was like, oh my gosh, we're having some technical
was
difficulties.
The laptop for a second, I was like, oh shit.
I thought it was the cat doing something. I'm like, oh my gosh, Yona, sorry, I broke your computer.
But yeah,
shout out to DJ Yona for helping out,
Yona,
helping with this episode.
Oh my god,
one of the best DJs out there.
Yeah,
Philly
second to DJ Chris.
I'm not a DJ.
You should check out his Twitch channel. DJ streams coming soon. We'll link it in the description.
True.
But yeah, but with Cavill, you know he's a fan. He's shown us he's a fan of everything. That's like he lives
Warhammer
in
world.
A Warhammer or anything really,
That's
like
true,
anything nerd, gaming, like literally streaming and posting pictures of him building his PC, interviews. Like
I loved that video in quarantine when he did that.
Yeah, but also too his recent. I think somebody was interviewing him about the Enola Holmes 2, and the guy who obviously has known him from like doing interviews before, but is like, I have a real a side question. Is like, what character would Sherlock? What I think it was character or like play style would Sherlock play if he was playing a
I think it was like what army he would pick or something like that.
And you could see his face
started
light
going
up, and he was just like, this is what I want to talk about. Forget the movie. This is like philosophical nerd gold right here. And then like broke it down, and he was like, oh, is that your question? Like thinking it was going to be a bigger debate. And he's like, no, that was my friend who's like a really big Warhammer person. And then like you could literally see the disappointment, but like but this is still a really good question, so I'm going to answer it because like I really appreciate that person coming up with it. But like you could tell he just wanted to be like, let's get into this, let's discuss it. Like this is the interview now.
I mean, we've all been there when that's happened. Like I know there's been times when like, you know, where I used to work, right? People would come in and I'd be like, oh, look at, and I would see like, I don't know if they were like watching anime or if they were like playing Pokemon Go or something, and I'm like, oh hey, and then I would start asking them about that, like completely off topic, and like they're like, yeah, but I'm here for this, and you're like, oh yeah, I guess we'll get to that, sorry. Like I was just so excited.
But yeah, so I feel like it's gonna be great because that's like his biggest fandom, and he's the biggest like supporter of it. I think he's also an ambassador for the actual game.
Oh, of course, they had to have sponsored him. They had to have sponsored him after the moment they found out. They were like, absolutely sent him everything that he would need.
Just like Joe Manganiello is for Dungeons and Dragons.
Did you see his Dungeons and Dragons room?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
his personal
Did you, hear
home.
did you see the story about it? When what they were originally going to do with that room, and his wife's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna do this with it." He's like, "Oh, wait, no," and he's started to get back into Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
So he ordered like a massive table, chairs, like these huge dragon heads and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and they would just show up at the house. I mean, they got so much space anyways. It's you
Yeah.
know, might as well. I mean, think about it this way. Imagine
This
if
is gonna
we
be
had
my
that much
sewing
money.
room.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sewing room.
No, yeah, but yeah, his celebrity, his secret, not so secret celebrity D&D, a game. But yeah, no. So like people like that who do it, which I will be shocked if Joe Manganiello doesn't show up in the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah,
he's got to be like he's probably some secret cameo character in there.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
He was like, so same thing with Henry Cavill did to play Geralt in The Witcher. He literally, the second he found out it was being made, he was like hitting up his agent. He goes, "You get me you get me like an audition right now. You get me an audition," and push until he was able to get it. I think the same thing's got to happen with Joe. Like he's got to go do that. He was just in Mythic Quest as well too.
Which was essentially about the same thing of like a Dungeon and Dragon type game where he's just like, I am the biggest fan. I'm going full method for this.
Yeah.
And everything, which was
I'm not taking
hilarious.
off. I'm not taking off the mask the whole time.
Yeah, which was hilarious. But no, yeah, he's definitely got to have a character that, and like also too, of speaking of actors who just like are so obsessed with like a franchise or an IP or just like love the character. Dave Bautista campaigning for himself for Gears of War.
Yeah,
when like he put up
he'd
that
be
he
so
put up
good.
Well, you saw that video that he posted of
two.
him
I think he got two of them.
Yeah, he fully
I
funded
didn't
everything.
see any.
Oh, I gotta pull it up, but yeah, he like fully funded like a video of him like dressed up as what's the main character
Dom.
from the series? Yeah, and like literally embodying them. It's like what to do. Like literally talking to like I think Netflix has been like kicking it around for the longest time, and he's
that's
just
how
like,
things. That's how things get greenlit. Deadpool. Somebody leaked the test footage that Ryan Reynolds did from like 5 years before that. Leaked it, and then what happened when it was leaked? And 24 hours later, it was greenlit for a movie already.
Yeah, it was
that's the power of having people push for it. Because if enough people want it, you could do. Look at this, Sonic the Hedgehog. People disliked how Sonic looked, right? They got bullied. They redid it. One of the best animated movies now from that year, and the second one was fantastic. All because of the fans saying something. I mean, granted, the Sonic one was kind of mean.
Personally, I like the original Sonic design. It added like flavor and character. Yeah, that's right. Sonic. That's Sonic. When I think of Sonic, I think of that.
That is
your Sonic.
Terrifying. That will always be my Sonic.
Let's see this.
Wait, they actually did use that Sonic though. Sorry to cut you off. But in the Chip and Dale movie,
they did that on purpose. Funny. That was purpose, though. Yeah. They did that on purpose.
That movie was low key like the best movie. What was it? 2021 that it like came out.
Yeah,
something. Something
nobody expected it.
Exactly. So hilarious.
Half animated, half CG.
They really played into everything, which I think just made it work so well.
Yeah, because they're playing with like real life too with it, like. Everyone has like a
Sonic.
Yeah, I don't know which one the original is.
We'll watch all of them.
Well, I just want to see him in the suit.
If you are listening to this podcast, I would say tune into the video one because there's so much more to see.
Yeah,
my pretty face.
Yes,
our
and Chris's amazing. Curated background. I think
with lighting, perfect lighting.
Was that Stan Lee Pez dispenser there?
That is a Stan Lee Pez.
Yeah, he was always there.
He was there. I don't know. I feel like he's just so like shiny and everything. I feel like I would have seen him, but.
Well, he's shiny now because I have my Nano Leaf lights on. I didn't have them on.
Oh,
that's
look
where
at
you're
him
seeing
flex
the red
so
lighting.
hard. Excuse me, Nano Leaf over here. All I have is Govee lights from Amazon. I'm sorry.
You're slacking.
It's not on my level.
Slacking. I know you can't be as cool as him. He doesn't need a chair or anything, just his background and his fancy lights.
No.
But let's
see this.
I think this is it. But yeah, he's been like campaigning about himself. He's like, I think if Yeah, here, I'll let it play. Oh yeah, because they added him to Gears 5.
They added him to the game.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
for like the online aspect of it. Well, this is the
Yeah.
trailer, obviously. Yeah.
Bro, they added Snoop Dogg to like Call of Duty, so they had everybody.
He would totally pull off the main character.
Yeah. Well,
the
he's
game.
a huge like Gears head. But yeah, they added him I think to the online you can play as his character. But like this is his like golden character that it like this is the only thing I want to play like if anyone else were to play it like he would be probably devastated about it. But yeah, it was like part of a game of the campaign when the game dropped. But he also like constantly posts like things about it, and he did an interview recently because of Glass Onion, which is great. Definitely
Glass Onion was so good.
Yeah, Glass Onion.
And
was
it
great.
wasn't better than the first one, Knives Out.
I would say that I did enjoy
That's
it.
true.
I would say that I do enjoy those type of like mystery movies. Like,
but
I really like those and like the treasure hunting movies.
Yes, but I will say, so Knives Out was a more Clue whodunit, but Glass Onion was I was like really thinking about it, and like I was like, oh, they're playing Among Us and that's pretty funny and everything. Glass Onion is a game of Among Us, and
Basically is.
because they have the buzzer that's like in there that to like bring everything down. Everybody's moving through secret corridors and like around things, and everybody's telling a different side of the story.
Who's sus?
Yeah,
That's
who's
pretty funny.
sus. Yeah,
But I did, before we go back to Batista, but so the director, when they were making the movie Knives Out, like you said, it's like a classic.
Any
whodunit.
spoilers? No spoilers.
No spoilers. A whodunit in like where was the location? It was
A mansion. It was the state.
a mansion in I don't know if it was Europe.
The first one?
No, it was in America. It was
Okay,
the
it
first
was in
one.
America.
Yeah, it was like in
Okay, but it had that vibe, like mansion, Clue kind of thing, and then Glass Onion
It was
supposed
Southern,
to
too,
be a
yeah.
completely different vibe, and
Yeah.
like that's why it just feels so different because they're not trying to replicate what they did in the first one.
Exactly, it's a
they're
different
like
story.
they're gonna have
It's a
another
different
one
novel,
in a
too.
completely different. setting.
It's the only same thing is going to be, what's the detective's name? I can't remember it. Daniel Craig's character.
Blanc.
Yeah.
LeBlanc.
So that's the only thing that's going to stay the same. So
Yeah.
But I think he did say the only thing Ryan Johnson said the only thing he was angry about was the naming of it, which a Knives Out story, Glass Onion. He just wanted it to be Glass Onion, but they're like, no, people won't get the reference. Blah blah blah.
with Daniel
Not
Craig
supposed to
just
get the
plastered on
reference.
the
It's a
poster.
sequel.
I know.
So stupid. But
so dumb.
listen, we got about 10% of battery left,
10%.
and I want to get into the upcoming anime lineup for winter and so on.
You can't steal Yona's charger.
I can, but
It's all good. It's all good.
You can plug your USB-C power bank that one of your best friends bought you into the USB-C port, and it will charge the computer. Because I
it's
did.
not a USB-C charge computer.
It can charge off a USB-C. You're telling your technical support this right now?
You have Yona's new computer, right?
It can charge off both?
Yes.
Oh shoot! Did not know that.
Dual function.
Well, now you know, Chris.
Okay. Regardless,
Go ahead and hit Command Q repeatedly.
what does that do?
Don't do that.
Well,
okay. I want to give my
let's get back on track.
what I'm excited for upcoming 2023, which actually released yesterday, and that was Vinland Saga. Specifically, the events taking place in Book 5. Good stuff. I'm really excited for this. It's actually like my favorite arc. I don't know how much I could say without spoiling it, but obviously, from the end of season 1, Thorfinn. Did you watch it?
I've never
No.
watched it. It's on Netflix though, right?
No.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I'm gonna spoil it.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, but
Oh
Thorfinn
my
It looks
gosh.
cool.
Snape kills
is
Dumbledore.
a
We knew it.
slave on a farm, and he goes through a big character change. Like you have to watch Vinland Saga.
Okay.
It's honestly one of my favorite manga. I
Can
didn't
I-
think
can
I'd
I
like
borrow
it
it?
because, yeah, I have all of them that released so far, so you could read them. But I
Sweet.
didn't think I'd like it because it's like Vikings and stuff.
Yeah.
So good. Like
Is
the
it
Like
art-
Vikings?
Is it more historical action or is it like have any mystical in it? Because
it's
can
more
never tell.
historical. It's
Okay.
literally like
Okay.
history, but fictional.
It's based
Um,
around historical
Leif Erikson's
events.
in it.
Yeah. Who?
Leif Erikson,
Oh.
the Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm really excited for, and the animation style from season 1 and season 2 looks different, and I really like it now. I don't know if it's the same studio, but I definitely recommend it so you can get caught up for season 2.
I know there's so many cool things coming out and like additional seasons like One Punch Man season 3.
Oh,
It's gonna be.
I don't know how they're gonna animate One Punch Man, dude. Like the stuff that happens
Yeah, wait,
in the manga.
The new
recently-
studio's
That
doing
was, yeah, that's what everybody's saying. That was it. I thought it was the season 1 studio was coming back to do it because
I
it was
thought-
a different one. It was a different one from season
I
2,
will
but
be right
season
back.
1. Okay, but I think it was season 2. The season 1 studio was coming back to. It was coming back to film it, and that was like one of the big announcements that they posted.
I don't remember because the last time we spoke about this, I feel like was in the car when we went and saw Dragon Ball Z Superhero.
Yeah,
And I remember us
yeah.
just talking about which studio because we were talking about the differences between the anime studios and how they're going to change certain
I didn't
aspects.
like the season 2 animation studio, but I know a lot of people loved it. Not for me.
I mean,
Not for me. But
I mean, people don't like Chainsaw Man's,
That's
animation.
true.
I love it. I think it looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Which
I enjoy it.
it still feels like there's some sneaky CGI, which I don't mind. I mean,
Yeah,
and
it's a mix in. Mix it
yeah,
in there. It's
mix
fine. I
in.
think
I
it's
mean,
it's to
again,
elevate it.
one of our
It's to elevate it.
favorites, Spy Family, does it beautifully. That I
Oh.
can't like really tell, but they're
Absolutely.
doing something. It's definitely it's questionable, but. It's questionable too because they literally, I don't think it has to do with the animation style, but more from the small things that they've changed from the manga. But they've literally campaigned to have the whole season redone.
It's like so
I think
much.
it like hit like 500,000 people. You got the charger because you want to talk more about this.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
you
at
did.
4%.
Okay.
I didn't want to die in the
Oh, we
middle.
weren't
Did
gonna-
you
yeah.
turn off Serato?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yona probably just never charges his computer, so let's be real.
No, it
Yeah,
was
no.
fully charged at the
Oh, really?
start. Yeah.
No way. And it drained already?
Well, I mean, I'm running
We have
this
been recording for like an hour 30.
an hour and 30 minutes. Like, it takes some battery,
Yeah.
What? An hour and a half video call and your battery's gone? I mean, look, I have friends
It's
who have
doable.
14-inch computers and
I don't know.
they
Well,
work
you have
all
to
day
remember,
long.
this is running in a Chrome web browser, and we all know how power hungry Chrome is.
I guess.
But yeah,
But Chris, I know as you were saying, you're talking about Vinland Saga, how exciting that is. So I think that's something that I will definitely
but
want to pick up because I want to
do,
be caught
do
up.
you do you remember which studio is doing One Punch Man 3? Is it season's 1 studio?
I
thought
don't
that
know.
was, like,
I
the
thought
big-
it was a new studio as well.
I thought it was a new studio, and I thought it was someone that did
don't
one of the DBZ movies. Not the most recent. I think it might have been the one
Source?
before. No, I don't remember.
Source?
I don't remember, Chris.
Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna animate it. But I hope they do it justice because
Oh yeah, it's got the craziest.
yeah, like season 1 was incredible. But even now, what's happening in the manga? There's some awesome fight scenes, beautiful art panels, and I really hope they do well because
Okay, so it's a third new studio. Mappa, MAPPA.
oh, they did Attack on Titan.
yes.
Now we spoke about this before. I
It's
remember now.
Mappa. What is it? It's
Madhouse.
Madhouse did season 2, which I was not a big fan of, and then
They also
apparently
did Monster, which I'm watching now, and Death Note.
And then season 1 was handled by CJ Staff. It says.
I think that's like a smaller studio.
Yeah. I don't know, they did a really good job, but I
Yeah.
can see where like the production, the and the amount of like interest in has gone up.
I
so
hope they don't use
bigger
CGI.
Chris is
I
so
really-
against it.
Because
So
I
against
think Mappa did Chainsaw Man as well,
Who did?
and they have CGI in it.
Look,
'Cause I
I'm
feel
okay
like-
with CGI in it. I don't think it, as long as you know.
But One Punch Man with CGI will not be the same. I'm just gonna say that.
Hey, if they blend it well enough, I think it'd be fine. I think who might have done a really good, who could have done a really good one, and people probably won't agree. I think it's Parrot Studio. They did
Naruto.
They did Naruto, but they also did Black Clover, which has a fight scene that is very similar to, at least from the animation of it and what I saw in the book, that like, oh, this like fight scene of it that's just like super stretching of like skies and like just like going completely insane with like action and movement could probably pull it off. It's a really great fight scene. I think it's like the mid-season finale in it, but they could probably have pulled it off for it. But we'll see what Mappa does.
I think this is gonna dictate to as well what we see as a group when we go to Otakon this summer, as well. What's going to be coming out before summer or after summer. I don't know if we're going to be able to see any type of sneak peeks. I don't know if there's going to be any studios really there. You think?
We'll see. I mean,
I can't tell.
It's I mean this was all of our first time to Otakon. I had never gone before. None of us had ever gone. I know it's one of the bigger ones on the East Coast. It could have just been that it was still COVID related, because they had the COVID one the year before, the first one since COVID, and that was apparently very scarce. Like little to nothing to do, but fans still went and had a good time because COVID and getting out and see people and do stuff, still following all the regulations. But there's definitely more to do that people said the year we went last year. So I could only assume, because like it was like night and day when I went to Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con last year, and when we went this year, completely different with the amount of vendors. So I could only imagine with Otakon being like in the same cycle with it, that it would probably have way more bigger people there and like summer slated things.
And maybe they'll have a better artist alley.
That is the one thing. Comic-Con definitely had a way better artist alley. But I will say this. Even though like we didn't see a lot of big companies at Otakon, there was a lot of voice actors there. There was a lot of high volume of, I guess, like well-known actors, because I just remember walking. What was the back corner, like where
Hawk? Was it Hawk?
Yeah, Hawkeye. I'm just saying
Hawkeye,
that
Hawks from
Hawks. That whole area in the back though, over there, that's where like most of them were sitting.
And you mean like missing Gamers Heaven in the back corner?
When we were literally standing there, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder where they're at." I know they said they were here, and the whole time
Gamers Heaven,
we were there.
We're coming, and we better be on the Instagram feed this time.
Yes,
you snuffed us from New York Comic-Con.
You said you put us in it.
Yeah, we were the first people you saw on, what was it, Friday, and you left us out of the montage.
It's all right. We're heartbroken a little bit.
Cried at home. You were the one person he wanted to meet the whole time.
It's all right. It's all right. There'll be a next time. We're
gonna go and we're gonna
got our eye on you.
Yeah,
pull
Andrew.
you into being on our podcast when we record one of these days at Gamers Heaven. But not a sponsor, but you know, the DMs are open. But
and our email.
Yes, two separate indications there. But yeah, I mean,
wink, wink.
the upcoming, we've got that. We've got mine and Sai's favorite show, Spy Family, coming with season 2 and the movie, which I think I know what the movie is going to be. From like the little teaser that they put out.
I didn't see this teaser.
It wasn't really a teaser. It was like an art thing.
Okay.
I'll see if I can pull it up. But it gives me a hint as to like, oh, I think it's going to be a certain arc that they did. But Spy.
The moment this movie goes up on like Fandango for sale, immediately I'm gonna request off the moment I know when it is, and we're buying tickets. I guess it'll just be John and I. Chris said
Have you
hasn't
watched it,
it,
Chris?
so I don't know if he's interested.
I was watching Code Geass when you told me to
Did you
watch
finish it?
I did finish Code Geass,
yes,
and I
you did.
really, really liked it.
Very good.
The ending has a really good twist I did not see coming.
Yeah. It's one of those
Which
classic
wait, I
early
will
2000s.
say,
yeah,
I will say though,
Spoilers.
I thought Lelouch was more like Light
Spoilers.
Yagami.
Yeah.
Lelouch. But that's his name, Lelouch.
Yeah.
But
you say
I
it,
thought he
that's
was
funny.
more like Light Yagami, and ways he is.
Mhm.
But thinking about it now after finishing, he's more like an Eren Yeager. Did you finish Attack on Titan?
No, I haven't
Like
finished
the
Attack
manga?
on Titan. I think I got to. I definitely know what you're talking about when he like. Not to spoil, but like
Don't.
We say
when
this so
the-
much, not
I
to
know.
spoil. You're like,
But I'm catching myself this time. The point where the first major arc ends and you realize the real story, and then there's whoever's watching this might pick up more. The whole
I think they can piece it together still.
The jump that they do for
Use more hand
for
motions.
story thing.
Well,
And
the season finale,
Mhm.
the series finale, is
Which,
what
haven't
made
they
me think.
like extended it 3 times? I really don't.
Yeah,
I
what's
haven't
this?
watched-
What's this new one? Hold on, what's this?
I
part,
thought
what
it
part's
was
this
like
now?
it was supposed to be like in 2019 was like the final season, and then they were like final season part 1, part 2.
Yeah,
and
are
then
we
it was
on
like,
3? Are we
but
on
now the
3?
final
What is it?
part, like part 3,
Yeah.
which is just like why what are you doing? I don't understand. But yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying of like that version of him when he gets to like that point is definitely because that's what you're talking about, right? That version of him. You can
Yes
say
and no, but what I'm
Okay.
specifically talking about is the very end reveal in the last episode.
Oh well, I haven't.
Like
I
why
haven't
he.
Well, it's not the
I'm
last
speaking of
episode.
Code
Spoiler
Geass.
alert.
I'm
Last
speaking of
ep-
Code Geass.
Yeah.
That last episode is season 2.
Mhm.
What is revealed is what made me think, okay, this is Eren Yeager. Like his reasoning for doing
You're talking
what
about
he
the
did.
series finale of Code Geass, right?
Correct.
With the parade and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then he explains like what
Yeah.
happened, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it's crazy when early 2000s, late 90s and early 2000s anime is probably like the pinnacle of storytelling because they're not, in my own high opinion, I'll say, is just so much more freeing. They're not locked down by like so many of these deals of Netflix. and
Yeah.
now Hulu acquiring more and more and more, which is just gonna piss me off. And whoa, I was gonna mention at the beginning, which sadly the day has come. I no longer have a Hulu subscription. I tried to watch something and I got the notification saying your device has been removed from the account.
They who shall not be named. They who shall not be named.
Log in again. And
We're gonna have to use Chris's now.
I was disappointed, and I was like, "Damn!" Like I hadn't talked to him or anything. Nothing had changed or anything. But I guess
probably
they
just
finally,
checked the
They finally
devices.
logged on and were like,
All these
"Oh."
years.
I know it was going, but yeah,
It's
disappointing.
pretty
But yeah,
crazy.
they've added more on. I saw they added another series too recently, and I was just like, I can't believe like they're just picking up now. They're trying to add it in, and it's going to Hulu. It's not like I can just watch it on Disney Plus.
Mhm.
They're letting the rest of the world. But
Bleach?
that's why I didn't get to finish it, which I know it's been amazing, and that's coming back in July because they're doing I think they broke it up into two full parts that they're going to do this whole arc in. But yeah, I really want to watch that. That honestly, like I think was. So I think it was like Crunchyroll or some other like anime news network like posted it was like the like takes a 20-year gap, becomes the #1 anime after
Viz.
20 years. Yeah, it was just
Viz,
like,
yeah.
it was like, yeah, you. Everybody was like, yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can really say about that. It's all true. They came back and delivered one of the craziest animations and like arc revivals that like any studios put out in like the last 20 years. They're like, yep, this is
Because
way over the
Bleach is peak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bleach.
I haven't read it or watched it, but I know that's fact.
So when we were at.
We talked about.
We talked about.
Yeah,
we
we talked about
remember
this.
we talked about this.
Oh my god!
So when
Chris,
we were,
you're
wait, who was
raising my
at
blood
Bleach?
pressure.
Wait, when we were at New York Comic Con and we went to Bleach,
It
was it Chris and I or was it you and I, John?
It was you and me. We saved him.
Okay.
Yeah, you were saving me. See, I forget what I went to go do.
You were with the family.
I was with my family,
Yeah.
and we went to the Amazon Prime.
The 3D
booth that-
printing candy thing. That's what it was.
The booth that they had for.
You were like
Chloe
sending us pictures of it.
Cortez's new show, which I haven't watched. I really want to because I feel like there are so few. It's a sci-fi series, and there are so few good sci-fi shows. I just started watching on Crunchyroll just randomly, Scrapped Princess, which has turned out to be a pleasant surprise. Like it's a very sci-fi show, which I didn't expect because it seems very medieval, but there's a whole thing, and I'm like, ooh, yeah. Early 2000s and late 90s was like all about sci-fi, and now everything's about magic and fantasy. I feel like all the recent stuff has been like magic, fantasy, God.
It's what's in right now. That's really what it comes down to.
It's the meta.
Yeah,
exactly. But peak
not to be confused with
sci-fi,
metaverse.
Peak sci-fi, not even just like sci-fi anime, but peak sci-fi was like during that. Even TV shows like Stargate, like everything. Everybody was into sci-fi, and I feel like sci-fi stopped being cool. The Sci-Fi Channel actually showed sci-fi.
Yeah, science fiction channel.
But yeah, like let's bring back sci-fi.
I watched. I mean, one of my favorites is Doctor Who. I mean,
yeah.
Watch that constantly.
That's something Disney acquired the streaming rights. That was another thing. I think
That's that is a big, big stream right there. Not the original. I think only to
it's
reboot.
the upcoming, but fuck,
yeah.
But where were
so
we?
other animes?
Winter.
We're talking about animes. So another thing that we were speaking about too that we're excited for this year. I know we talked about we're talking about Spy Family a little bit too as well. And
talking about Spy Family.
I know we mentioned this, and there might have been a TikTok created about it, but Go Go Loser Rangers.
Is it Ranger Reject or Go Go Loser Ranger?
Let's see.
Because
either or, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for it because at first glance when we were watching the trailers for it,
Sentai Dashikuka, something like that, but it's translated to Go Go Loser Ranger is what it is.
Perfect. That, I mean, I'm super excited for it. So I grew up watching Power Rangers for one. Yeah. So I mean, that type of action was cool.
We brought down the rundown of that. Check out official podcast episode 1 if you haven't already.
That's something I'm very excited for.
I mean, if you've been sleeping on our TikToks and Umai Chris's talk account. He's been blowing up with his AMV.
I made one TikTok edit of that show, Go
at
Go
2
Loser
a.m.
Ranger, at 2 a.m. And over the last 3 days, it's blown up, and I've gained over 900 followers.
His power level's over 900,
bro.
Crazy.
You gotta keep going. You can't stop.
Well, they followed me for a reason. I have to deliver.
I know you got to. You gotta keep the name going. You could be at a panel. You could.
If you break the 1,000 and you can live stream, Chris, this could be it.
Let's check right now. Let's live check.
What was
it? From the podcast, it was 949, right? It was 40.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 949.
It was 950. Right after I showed you, it went to 950. I just got 24 more.
Wow.
What are you at now? Total. I don't feel like doing math.
976.
Are you gonna pop a bottle of orange juice when you hit 1,000? I know for a fact you're gonna text us immediately.
Yeah.
Be like, "Oh my god, I did it!" But then you have to thank everybody for all the follows that you hit a goal.
No, this is
and now you're gonna do the hot. They're gonna do the hot ones challenge next.
You need to put together a 1,000 subscriber video now, so when when you hit it, you have it ready to go.
You got 2 hours. You got 2 hours right now.
I don't know if I can do it in 2 hours.
If it's anything like my sister's, like that shit will keep going, and like probably by tomorrow you'll hit 1,000.
No,
definitely. I guarantee
Definitely.
it'll hit it during the night.
Yeah,
definitely.
If not, by however long we can stay on this podcast, because this is definitely long.
If it happened live, it'd be so.
Oh my God.
Well, we're also at the comfort of our own house, except for John and I are in our comfy computer chairs, and Chris is sitting on the hardwood floor without a pillow because he says he wants to.
I'm
just
pretty
be there.
comfy on the floor.
You say that
bad.
You keep wiggling.
Oh, because my knees.
Yeah, he's got to stretch them out.
Shit, my old knees.
Here, I found the clip I wanted to show of the Spy Family. Now that I remember.
Oh, the artwork. Yeah.
Yes, the artwork. Here, let me pull.
Look at the cosplay of Anya.
Yeah, I know what arc this is gonna be.
Oh, it's a cruise ship. Do they go on a vacation?
I won't say anything. If you read the oh, never mind. So that I was confused. So I know where season 2's picking up from that, and then the movie I have no idea. That could still be an original. That could still be an original series. But yeah, I'm super stoked for it. Where it's going, I will say, is a cruise ship, but where it's going is pretty. It's a pretty good arc. I feel like, Chris, if you haven't watched it, definitely read it. I feel like you'll enjoy the art style and the writing of it is very.
Yeah, I feel like I'll read it over watch it because I just started watching Monster.
Yeah,
and I'm probably going to continue watching that because it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
I saw it on Netflix. I think they just added it on there. And I was popping it up, and you told me about it. But like brief, like synopsis of a summary. What is like?
So
because I thought it looked like it was a crime type thing, or
it's like a crime mystery. So there's this Dr. Tenma from Japan who moved over to Germany to work as a neurosurgeon, and there's these murders happening around the area, and he gets himself tangled into this mystery, and he's like a suspect at one point. But in the first episode, there was...
So it's like Knives Out.
No, not even close.
All full circle. We'll bring it back.
The first episode, he was given the choice. Not really a choice, but he either saved the mayor,
the ultimatum,
or this child. And his boss was telling him to save the mayor. He decided to save the child. Basically, he ruined his career by making that decision. Okay. The very next day, the director's dead. The people who took his position are dead. So he
kind of like revenge. That's why he's being brought in. Okay.
Right. So that's why he's being brought in. But it's revealed that the boy he saved 9 years ago, because it did a flash forward, is the mastermind behind all of it.
Wait, now you're telling me the whole thing.
No, it's not the whole
spoilers.
Thing. They
now we don't even have to watch
that
it
in the first 2 episodes, and there's 30. So I don't know where it's going to go.
That's another thing that you bring up, that point of why earlier anime was good, because
they get right to the point.
But you had
900 episodes.
Yeah, so many episodes. Every anime was like the one season that they did was like a full telling, and they because they didn't know whether or not it was going to be renewed or not, and so they just did something that felt very full, or like, oh, if it does end, you're at least satisfied with something, and like give you 30, 50 episodes for a series. And now like just broadcasts and like underpaying animators and all that is just kind of like ruined kind of the whole vibe, and now we get like rush stories or like one-offs or freaking like half-part seasons.
And then canceled.
Stuff. Yep, and then canceled with no true endings.
And then your heart's truly broken at that point, you know?
There's so many shows I have that are just like cliffhangers or one and done, and then just like utter sadness.
Yeah, you felt that way after, Black Adam, knowing that it's not going to happen.
I know. The Rock and his this is not to cause any drama in any way. Not that I think The Rock is going to ever listen to this.
He's going to tweet at you right now.
Yes, he's scouring the internet for every Black Adam reference in hopes that it'll revive his.
He's going to go back to
series.
his WWE days on you.
Yeah, but this kind of like sparked my just like thought process because I was watching Dave Bautista's like interview for Glass Onion, and he was like, I never like wanted to be. I forget exactly what it said.
He didn't want his legacy to be.
I forget exactly what he said, but he said, "I just want to be
Drax.
a really Drax. I just didn't want to be like Drax. I want to be known as a really good actor."
Yeah,
and I was like, and then I thought about like what he's been in and what he has coming up, like that M. Night movie, Knock at the Cabin Door, which looks crazy.
It looks so good.
Yeah, like
he was in Bond. He was in James Bond as well.
Yeah, he was a villain in there. Like he's done all these like super good things and like really like dramatic roles. And like when he does comedy, he's fucking hilarious. And like when he does these serious things, he's like amazing too. So I'm just like when he said that, and then I like thought, and he was like talking about other ones, and I was like really thought about The Rock, and it, like. Has he ever done anything like truly dramatic and serious? Yeah, I was like, it's comedies, it's action, and like he hyped up Black Adam as being like such a compelling and like one of a kind story for like the people and like
it's probably underdog. What he has to do.
And then,
I mean, honestly,
I mean, there's a whole bunch
of
things
into it. So,
but. I was like thinking, it's like he's essentially a comedic action actor that puts out B to A movies, like like, and not even like, I mean, other than being in like
he was in the Fast and the Furious. That was the big thing.
Yeah, that and his spinoff Hobbs and Shaw, which was hilarious and good, but not a like. It was a good movie for the category it is, but not like a Golden Globe winning nothing he's done has ever been like.
Oh, actually, he did do a really compelling one, The Tooth Fairy. Did you guys see that?
You're right. Oh my god,
yep.
Chris, what would I ever do? Your expertise and knowledge keeps us so grounded. Yes,
I mean, some actors, I guess, just really stay in their lane, like. Tom Cruise, look at that. Tom Cruise does the same thing in every movie, you know?
Well, I mean,
his own stunts.
Yeah.
His own stunts. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, he's just like hooked on like pushing himself to the verge of dying. Yes.
Actually, I don't know why I didn't even think of this. I just saw Red Notice on Netflix with Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, I think is how you say Gadot. Apologies. I thought the movie was interesting to watch. I enjoy movies like that, even if the story is bad. Honestly, my review of it was like, it was enjoyable to watch, and then the story was just like, But you know what?
It started like
the actors held it. Like, the actors really held that together.
Yeah,
but then
like,
again,
you can do a B movie that's like a good B movie, and like it's fun to watch and everything. But yeah, it was like he's never really done anything that like pulls true emotion. Like even I think the closest thing I ever saw from just memory of like, oh, this is The Rock being serious and like showing emotion was like a single scene in Jungle Cruise where he's like pretending to die, and it's just like him
Spoilers.
doing emotion there, and it's like, I mean, I don't think anyone went to see that movie, but
it's free on Disney Plus, like, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he can do drama or like anything serious, but Dave Bautista, hands down, like
He has range.
just amazing. Yeah, he
That's
has
a good
so
thing,
much
though.
range.
You know,
Yeah.
and I feel like with time, you know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's to come. You know, I feel like this Black Adam role that he's done. You know, I think this is going to change. Like maybe he'll try something different. You know, because the only way to grow is to get out of your comfort zone.
Mm.
Yep.
You know,
Facts. Yeah.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
2023 is
listen,
packed.
It is. It really is. Hopefully, it's a good year for media, anime, video games, and only time will tell. And hopefully,
your
you stick
TikTok.
along for the ride. Yeah.
And Chris's TikTok.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out. Yeah, I'm trying to find Crunchyroll's slated thing. I know I want to start watching Buddy Daddies, the
Oh yeah,
Spy
the
Family.
alternative.
Yeah, the Spy Family knockoff. I think I have the Twitter post on my phone of the Crunchyroll. Just read off a couple that have been in there. I feel like we always get really heated and do anime in a very short burst of like everything going out into it, but there's definitely so much
Until there's an event.
Yes, exactly. Or we're at Otakon and we'll talk about that nonstop. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatori. Season 2 is coming. Near Automata. Autonoma, the game that turned now into an animated series they're doing. So that's going to be pretty cool. I think also too. I don't know if they're doing it in Hell's Paradise. I don't know. I can't remember if they're doing it in Boruto, but they're doing the Sasuke animation.
It is in Boruto. They already started releasing it. Don't watch it. Just read it.
Well, the only thing I saw in there and that I'm like, no, I can't get behind this is a dinosaur.
What?
Yeah, it's weird.
There's a dinosaur.
Okay? Why?
There is a dinosaur.
A velociraptor.
Yeah, it could have been a cool because it kind of
is Chris Pratt
like
there?
Yeah.
Is it going to be Mario's going to show up? Mario.
It could have been a cool because it's like a prison break type thing. But then there's like a dinosaur that shows up. Tomo is a girl, which I read a while ago. That was a one, and I was surprised that they were doing a series on it because it's like I think it's like a short form one that they only did like two pages a chapter and everything. It was like
2 pages a chapter.
Yeah, it was like one of those it was like one of the ones where they do like it's almost daily. It's like a comic strip kind of.
Oh, okay.
And so they do it.
Yes,
and it's like
don't
300
you know
chapters.
newspaper comics? Aren't you?
I do. I actually used to look at the cartoon section of the newspaper, Chris, when it was delivered, and also read it at school. I don't know if you remember it back in your day, because you were glued to your iPad going, you got any phones on your
We didn't have
games? I
iPads,
wanna play
iPhones when I was in elementary school.
The Vampire Dies in No Time, Season 2. I don't know if anyone watched that. It was kind of funny, but that's coming out. Trigun, which I need to start. I've been seeing clips of it. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to like it or not, but
I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll probably be good. I mean, that's one of my favorite. That's like Bleach and that are like 2 of my all-time favorite animes, which you should definitely watch that next, Chris, or you should definitely watch Hitman Reborn, which is my other one. Which I think I saw something. I think it's done by the same director or something that was might have done it. I can't remember the animation or something, but it was another show that I was like, yeah, that's why I like it so much. But damn, I'm scrolling through their thing and I know that they did one big post, but I guess I don't see it. But yeah, we've got
Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone as well.
Dr. Stone season 2. I watched that and then reading it to the end, I did not like the ending.
I fell off Dr. Stone. It didn't really capture me.
I fell off and then I
on my up next.
I did myself time jump where I'm like, let's see what the last 10 chapters give me.
I usually
and then
do
I
that.
was like, no.
Chris, you do that with all the books you get, though.
I start on the last page.
When we went to Barnes and Nobles, the first thing he did when he got the astronomy book, he flipped to the back.
Yes.
You had to make sure.
A Starry Passenger by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I read the first page first. It's a good book.
I have, and it's autographed, and I need to. It's somewhere in my room, in a box from when I moved from Philly. I have a autographed copy of Bill Nye's autobiography.
No
Ooh,
way.
cool.
That's actually pretty dope.
Haven't read it yet, but I have his signature in it, and I have a photo with him signing it, which I got at New York Comic Con. Yeah, he was there. He did a whole thing, and it was like randomly between a panel, we were like, "Oh, Bill Nye's like signing," and I thought it was gonna be like, "Oh, you have to buy the book." And like then I'll sign it, but no, he just gave everyone a free copy that showed up in the line, and he signed it there on the spot. And I was like,
that's dope.
Wow. I'm also very blown out from this white page, but yeah, let's look at the lineup. Maybe I'll just
one other thing for the summer. I mean, this is just another anime I really enjoyed. Fire Force. Hopefully, we'll get the season 3. I think they're gonna say it's gonna come out this summer. I know. It looks like from what I read, they already did the anime last year, 2022. So I guess once they finish everything up, dub it if they want.
Yeah, that was one I was like really excited about because it's all under the Soul Eater like guy. I'm sharing my screen because I found the page that I was looking for. But yeah, but then it kind of it fell off for me, and I thought it ended or it got canceled, kind of like Blue Exorcist. It just was in a weird limbo. But no, I'm excited. It's good. I really hope he does more kind of like series comes out with, because he comes up with some good ideas. But yeah, we've got we've got some. Let's see, we've got Trigun, Vinland Saga, Tomo-chan is a girl, the next season of My Hero Academia.
Really, we just got one.
Well, I think that's what it's. Well, yeah, it's not over. They still have a whole bunch of stuff that hasn't been put yet. Let's see here. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense in season 2. Don't know what that is.
Never heard of that.
Never heard. Yeah, I've never. Oh, Bungo Stray Dog season 4. I'm still in season 3, but highly recommend this. I really liked it. Really surprising, unique story. And it's worth watching if you haven't already. I guess another season of Blue Lock, Nier.
What site are we on?
Akasha. Huh? Well, this is Crunchyroll.
This is Crunchyroll, okay.
Yeah, it was a blog post of like the new stuff in the simulcast. Is Akashi Triangle, Buddy Daddies.
That's out now.
That is out now. I need to watch. Maybe I'll check it out tonight.
I thought you watched the first episode already.
I didn't, Sai. I've been busy.
Sent it to me.
Working. I know. I thought you would have watched it. Grace of the Gods. I read this one, Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skills.
Yeah, we watched the... Didn't we watch the first?
Maybe. I think it was playing in the... As we finished the Go Loser Ranger, then this started playing, but we didn't watch all of it. But
I remember slightly.
I've read it pretty good. I have no idea what it's gonna like focus on because it was all right. And then Card Fighter Vanguard. I've not watched that, but it looks very dark from this icon. Chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon's King Army. Man, these titles
I've never heard of half of these that you're reading off.
I mean, that's the thing. There's so many animes. It's like, I mean, everyone has a different taste. Something I wanted.
The seasons get shorter, but the titles get longer.
The one thing that I do want to mention too, I mean, if we're talking about like this year in general, we talk about like 90s, 2000s animes. Like I grew up and like watching like Yu Yu Hakusho was on and stuff.
Yeah.
And this year we're getting a live action. It looks like the end of this year. I think it's Netflix that's doing it. I'm real nervous.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this. Yeah, it's Netflix. Again, go check out episode 1 of the podcast. Who's just obsessed with ruining everything that is live action anime. But I know it's I think it's an Asian studio that's like producing it, and then they're just streaming it here for America. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know if
they
they're
got
fully
Netflix
funding
money.
it. Yeah, I don't know if they're fully funding it like they're doing with like they did Death Note or the One Piece series that's coming out. But
I forgot about they're doing a One Piece series.
Yeah.
Oy.
But yeah, I know it's like I think it'll be good because it's like when they do the stage adaptations of like JoJo or Naruto that did. It's like it's that style, and I think it'll be decent. But yeah, D4 DJ All Mix. Never seen that. Oh, they even say the studios that are doing them here. That's pretty cool. Don't Toy With Me, Miss. Nagatoro, second attack, second season. Handyman in Another World. Never seen that.
I feel like
saw the trailer for this, and it looks very interesting. This high card. Members of an elite group search for special cards which grant supernatural powers. I might have to check that out.
I feel like I wish we can search by like the studio. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's coming out for these studios? You know, that's like
I think you can.
I mean, I'm sure we could look at like their website and like, oh, what's
No. I think on the Anime News Network, it has a lot of metadata in each one that you can like click on the author
tag and filter or
yeah,
something.
and it'll like pull up everything. Inspector, I saw half of the first season of this. It's an interesting series. I didn't realize that they were still gonna like do another season of it until just seeing it right now. So that'll be interesting. Great Snow Sea, never seen that. Lee's Detective Agency, I can't even really tell what that is.
Look, I just know we got our fan favorites. Some of these animes, though, especially when I go to look up like anything, like I'm in Crunchyroll, I'm going down. It's like, oh, recommended to you.
Too
It's
near?
like so hard
Oh,
to
no,
see.
That's the yeah. And then don't know this. Adventurers who don't believe in humanity will save the world. That's a pretty weak title. I'm
These
now
titles
your
are
sister.
trash.
Yeah, I'm now your sister, reborn to master the
We're-
blade.
we're gonna
from
rate this
hero
1 to 10.
king to extraordinary squire.
What?
Avenger? Yeah. I'm trying to.
I don't know if the
Oh,
translations
Tokyo
are good.
Revengers. That's another one that's coming out.
Oh yeah, season 2.
But this one is just Revenger. I made it a little bigger. I should do it from the beginning. This one, this came out a while ago. I think in 2018, the first season of it. But saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. No idea what
That's so weird.
it's about. This was a surprise. I don't know if you guys have ever watched
Tower
Sorcerer.
of God. Is that what that is?
No, this
No,
is
it's
Sorcerer.
not.
This is a 90s anime that they brought back in a continuation season, I think 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And they're doing another
So
season now
interesting.
too. Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. Don't know
How,
what that
how,
is.
how many titles are on this webpage?
How many? A lot.
There's so many because
God
look how
dang. It's a
small
big
that's.
season.
Look
I
how
know.
the scroll wheel is tiny.
I know.
We'd be here
yeah.
for another hour.
Bro. The Angel Next Door. This is gonna be funny. I read this one. I think it is. If I think it's the same one. Yeah, I think it is, but I can't tell from that art. This is a bizarre trash.
What is
if you
it?
can see what I'm circling.
I really
The
can't
Fruits
see
of
it.
Evolution 2.
Oh, I see
Before
now.
I knew it, my life had made. This is.
That looks
just
like
so weird.
That just looks like it's a scam, like it's a bot.
It is. It literally
Just
like
for you to
even
click
the
on it.
art style feels like very like just like like it feels fake almost, but it's like another like I died and got reborn in another world series, and this loser is like loser of losers and like is even in the chapter like deemed not human, just like a piece of trash, and like levels up and everything and meets a gorilla who levels up and becomes a beautiful girl that like falls in love with him.
So this is one of your favorite anticipated
It's-
animes of this
oh
year.
my god, yeah, it's just so
We
bizarre.
want a full review. the week after
yeah.
it airs.
We'll save it for TikTok. It hasn't.
Yeah.
Should we watch
it's,
the worst
it's airing
rated
this
animes?
week.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be.
Yeah.
It's meant to be, everybody.
But yeah, so weird. The Ice Blade Sorcerer shall rule the world. Whoa. And then another ice one, the Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. The Legend of Heroes Tales. The Misfit of the Demon King Academy. I watched season 1, which was it was all right. I didn't think a season 2 was going to come. The Reincarnation of the Strongest Sorcerer in Another World. I feel like that title is used a lot.
You know what we should do?
Yeah.
For like the next episode, take all of these titles, based on their name, tier list them.
Tier list them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you better start screenshotting that.
Or we can and be sure to comment, or if you're listening to this on Spotify, you can leave us a voicemail on like your thoughts or any feedback, and we'll play it back in the next episode. But we could take these or find other ones if we want to stop it right here and say, give us a paragraph description of what you think is going on based on
the title. Yeah.
Or we'll bring you know what?
We can ask
Yona
AI.
in.
We can ask AI to describe us the story after this title.
Or we'll make AI generate some fake ones and do a playing game of like pick the real upcoming
anime title.
2023.
That's a good game show.
Maybe we'll get Yona to play it for us. Yeah, impartial,
right.
no idea. Just come up with it. But yeah,
his answer to everything, he'll just go, "It's Pokemon."
Yeah.
Oh, and then the continuing. Well, sorry, we don't care about the continuing.
Yeah, but we should definitely do something for next episode with these.
We'll have to put it together more content for it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this might be a good stopping point. We've hit a lot. We've talked a lot. We've gone over.
We got two episodes worth in this one recording.
Exactly. This might need to be a two-parter, but
well, after we shave down anything, we don't know how much we'll actually have.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
It's in John's magic hands with his new software to use.
Yeah, we'll
he's
see.
He's gonna be up till like 4 a.m. We'll wait for Chris's text saying that his TikTok's at 1,000 followers.
Yes, or maybe I'll just feed it to an AI and say, edit this podcast for us, and we'll see. But yeah, no. Thank you both. I know it's been a lot going on these last couple weeks. Getting sick, the holidays, terrible. New Year's, where it's 2023, baby. And we've got a whole year of things to do. But, this has been a great episode 2. I don't know who's bumping something.
It's definitely Chris.
You hear that?
It's definitely Chris.
I'm tapping the mic.
I have a boom arm on mine. It's 100% Chris.
And just like soundproof you for now on.
He's gonna be in a sleeping bag, the one that you can like has the arms and everything.
I'm gonna turn you into a racer head, and you're just gonna do the whole podcast. That would be pretty good. You're already on the floor and everything. But,
just can't go over.
But yeah, I guess like. Other than that, go check out our socials. Go see all the things that come. Go follow Chris. At this point, he'll already be at 1,000, but you can get him to the next 1,000.
At Team Umai Chris, I think, or it's
Chris.
at Seabreeze. I'm not sure which one my username is.
I guess we'll just link it. We'll probably just link it.
Did you? Oh yeah, his handle is Seabreeze. Right? That's your handle.
I think so.
Yeah, you didn't change your handle. Your handle's still the same. You probably changed the name description. So yeah, Seabreeze. Yeah. You can also find us on Team Umai everywhere except Twitter because it's Team Umai _, which is dumb. Search up the user who has it. But
and on YouTube, Team Umai with no space.
Yes. We've got more live streams coming. We've got videos coming. We've got a podcast that we will be sticking to a schedule now that we are using online technologies for this, and hopefully in more video format. We've got a trip to Gamers Heaven, which might be done by the time this is actually released or upcoming. But to my two co-hosts, Chris and Sai, in your cameras, do you got anything coming up or you want to point out or shout out to?
I want to say, if you stuck around to the end, thank you so much. It's fun talking to each other about our interests, but it's even more fun when people like it.
Yes. But yeah,
Um,
give us some voicemails. Give us content.
Yes,
Be a part
voicemails.
of the podcast. We're learning of this. This is a learning experience, and I'd love to try out more things. Spotify seems to have the most features, but you can find us on all major Apple Podcast, Anchor, Google Podcast, Overcast, all the other
AM
podcasts.
radio.
Yes. No, but yeah. Sai, any last words before I cut you off?
Nothing that's not already been said. Appreciate all the viewership. Please check us out. Stay tuned for more content coming to all of our channels.
I think you've got some
social.
builds coming on
I
our
do.
socials. If you liked that live stream we did on Twitch, we've got more of that to come. But yeah, we should be in the next. This should be up hopefully in the next couple of days, which will be whenever, because you don't know when it is. But
Neither do we.
hopefully, whenever this is up, hopefully within the next day or two from recording this, you will then be on a good track for another two weeks for the release. But yeah, thanks for joining the team.
Thank you.